What's up, guys? Chris coming at you with another video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about some of my old Mad magazines that I still have. If you don't know what Mad is, it's basically just a parody magazine. It pokes fun at things that were hot at the time, celebrities or TV shows, movies, things of this nature. And, they had their own, like, cast of artists and writers that always came back and, wrote for the magazine, had their own like artistic direction to things. They poke fun at numerous things, not just the things I mentioned a couple seconds ago. Like you had like Dave Berg. He always had like the lighter side of like dating or dieting, and just poke fun of like things that can occur from those types of things. You had Sergio Orcanes. He would have like a mad look at I don't know, like caveman or like fairy tales or something like that. Just like basically just like make fun of fairy tales and draw some interesting cartoons from that. So yeah, Mad Magazine was an awesome magazine to read when I was growing up. I had a subscription to it. I want to say 2004-ish to about 2007. I kind of lost interest in reading them and subscribing to the magazine. A lot of these older ones I had actually got from my grandfather or my grandmother a number of years ago. They were avid garage sale goers back in the day, and they just had piles of these Mad magazines in their home that they just gave to me from the garage sales. And my father and my uncles actually liked the magazine growing up also. So I had a lot of these older issues too, from like some from the 60s, 70s, 80s, some from the 90s, mostly from the 2000s though. I got rid of a number of them a year ago at like the flea market and some on eBay actually. Some of the more valuable ones, I guess, the older issues. Just for the fact that they just took up so much room. Like I said, my interest leaned towards other things at the time. And a lot of these books just kind of sat around, gathered dust, this sort of thing, and took up space. So, I mean, I had to I didn't have to get rid of them, but I decided to just get rid of a few and just kept some of the ones that were more interesting or had more of an emotional attachment to some of the themes that I really enjoyed in these books. I read a lot of them with my friends. That was another good memory I had. Growing up. We call each other on the phone and be like, "Oh, did you read that parody on Lost in this recent issue?" Because we liked Lost, that show Lost when it was on TV still. So I regret getting rid of a few of them. I did get rid of a lot of them. There's a few I wish I did keep, but whatever. It is what it is, right? I mean, a lot of these magazines you can just get at the flea market. Again, I see them all over the place. For a buck here, $2 there. So you can get them again if you really want. They're not ultra rare or anything like that, but they're definitely cool magazines to read, and I recommend picking one up if if you're interested in that sort of thing that I mentioned. So yeah, let's get to the ones that I have over here. Let's talk about them. First issue I saved for myself was from June of '73. Clockwork Lemon actually parodies the Clockwork Orange movie that came out in the early '70s, and that's one of my favorite movies of all time. So that's why I kept this particular one. Just kind of pokes fun at some of the scenes, puts its own spin on it, something like that. You got Don Martin right there, one of my favorite artists of all time. Doing his thing. You got the lighter side of Spectators, just kind of talking about there's a guy over here, he's yelling at like a baseball game or something. It's pretty interesting, pretty cool stuff. What else have we got? How come on TV? TV was I want to say it was pretty it was fairly new, I suppose. And they're talking about like how certain things happen on TV that don't happen in real life, and just kind of like put a funny like spin on that. So I know the focusing's really bad. Sorry guys, but yeah, that's that one of definitely a cool book to keep. Next we got here is from October 1961. Kind of just like this issue will make JFK mad. You look at this issue, it definitely tells its own story. That's really cool. JFK was still alive at this time. I wrote my senior thesis in college about JFK and how he used the media to his advantage Definitely looked better than Nixon during the campaign because people got to see what they looked like on television. JFK was this a young man. When he ran for office, he had a beautiful wife, and he was like a family man. People can relate to him and stuff. And television was new at the time. It definitely put a different perspective on things. With the Vietnam War and things like that. So definitely a staple in history for sure. What are some of the more notable things over here? You got cartoon over here called Vengeance. You have a caveman shooting another caveman with an arrow, decomposes, turns into a tree. I guess one of the ancestors of this guy crashing into the tree, so that's pretty funny, I suppose. What else do we got over here? A mad look at nature. Well, what's a funny one over here? Man, quit bugging me, the dog says to the other dog while he's scratching his fleas. Who's this guy over here? Dave Berg, yeah, definitely a notable artist of Mad. So, yeah, that one's pretty cool. Definitely happy to keep that one. Moving along, we have Mad from March '74. I just really like the cover of this one, of this particular book. You got Don Martin with some beautiful illustrations over here. You can't go wrong with him. So that's really awesome. They're making fun of the James Bond movies in this one, I think, from way back when. You got some more Don Martin. I Want You posters starring today's celebrities. Hubert Humphrey, Billy Graham, David Eisenhower. Pretty interesting, right? So yeah, that's that. Definitely a cool one to keep, for sure. Next one we have over here, Mad Super Special, I guess from the early 70s over here. Pretty awesome. This one kind of just like, I guess, is like a dedicated one to like Don Martin, one of my favorite artists of all time, like I mentioned. What do we got? We got Protect Our Wildlife, some shenanigans going over here. The vampire, you got a vampire, he sees like a hippie, jumps on him, sucks his blood, gets some crazy ideas. It's definitely a staple of the time, the hippie beatnik period in the 60s, 70s, whatever. You got some awesome, beautiful artwork by Don Martin. I guess these are just posters you could have hung on your wall, your locker at school or something, but I'm just going to keep them the way it is. I'm not going to take them out. It's been so long, why not? Why would I really, right? You got some guy stepping on some kid's face, stamp out acne. Got some dumb looking guy over here, the candle, just thinking over here. So that one's definitely cool to keep. I'm glad I kept that one. Over here, The Godfather is one of my favorite movies of all time, so I had to keep this one from December '72 when the Godfather movie came out. Basically, kind of just parodies The Godfather, from certain scenes in the movie. You got the cast up there. Beautiful artwork by artist, what's it say? Morty Drucker, excuse me. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh yeah, I forgot to even mention, artist Al Jaffe, he actually had these Mad fold-in at the end of each book. I don't know when they started, but basically, they told the story. The picture told a story. They had a little description, and then you folded the page, and it kind of made like a different interpretation of what was going on. So that was pretty cool. I don't want to fold it too much because it's an older book. I don't want to ruin it. So yeah, definitely cool. Definitely cool to keep this. Definitely recommend the movie if you haven't seen it, but I also recommend the book by Mario Puzo. Definitely a great read. Explores more, storylines in the book than they do in the movie. Obviously, for example, you had that woman that I forgot her name, but Sonny Corleone gets with her at the beginning of the wedding at his sister's wedding. Kind of explores what she goes through afterwards with Sonny and her relationships with other characters and what's going on with her and stuff. So. I definitely recommend the book also. Definitely leave some awesome details in there that the movie didn't have time to explore. So yeah, definitely cool to keep this. Next we got over here, Mad. We also in this issue we zing the Sting, so it makes fun of parodies the Sting movie, and Mad salutes the Big Con. You got Richard Nixon over here, so it's I mean, what does that tell you from December 1974? Anyone who knows history knows what happened there. And this Sting is definitely one of my favorite movies of all time. Robert Redford, Paul Newman, definitely recommend it. What are some other notable strips in here? You got more Don Martin goodness. More Dave Berg, The Lighter Side of Dieting, pretty cool. You guys get the idea. Pretty cool. Good stuff. Glad to keep that one. Next we got Mad from October 1975. Pretty much parodies The Godfather 2. Definitely like it a little better than the first one, but they're still great movies. It's still a great movie. So, I had to keep this one, I guess. You got what else do we have over here that's notable? The Lighter Side of Indoor and Outdoor Gardening. I guess it just pokes fun at that. And a TV ad we'd like to see. I'm not going to read that, but you guys got the idea. Mad, who's this by? Sandy Cosson. Never heard of that artist, actually. A mad look at some well-kept celebrity secrets. He talks about Fidel Castro and Evel Knievel, staples of that time period in the early 70s and whatnot. You guys get the idea. Good stuff. So definitely have to keep that one. And going through my older Mad books and things that I got at like the bookstore back in the day. I was getting rid of some of them, but this is definitely something I couldn't get rid of because it's one of my favorite cartoon strips of all time. It's Spy vs. Spy by Mr. Antonio Proteus. Story is that Mr. Proteus came from Cuba back in the day. Leaving the whole Cuban situation back then. And basically built his career on being an artist because one of the only words he knew was spy, apparently. So he worked with that. All of his strips there's not one word of dialogue. It's all images, but they're all beautiful, Definitely don't recommend this strip to kids because it's kind of violent, but I don't know. I enjoyed it for what it was. And it has all of his strips from when he first started doing the Spy vs. Spy till when he passed away, I think so, or when he retired. So this is definitely cool to have. I really enjoy looking through this every now and again. And over here we have the Mad Bathroom Companion. Basically something you put on top of your toilet seat to read, I guess. But it basically just has all your strips in here. So pretty good stuff. I really like it. Just random things. Let me see. Clever Ways to Get Out of Embarrassing Situations by, who's this by? I want to give him credit over here. It looks like Duck Edwin, but it doesn't say. Yeah, excuse me, no, it's not. It's Paul Peter Porges. He says, I don't know, Hanging Petunias, how original. I don't know, I guess she has a runny nose and she's hiding it by smelling the petunias, so there you go. Quick recoveries for Embarrassing Situations by artist Al Jaffe, the guy who did those Mad Fold-ins. There's a woman waiting for a bus. Say, when are you expecting? Other woman says, I'm not pregnant. And then she says, that stupid bus to arrive, it's always late. So that's how she got it out of that embarrassing situation. You get the idea. Just awesome thing to look through every now and again. Moving along, in middle school, I did my own strips of Spy vs. Spy by Mr. Inspired by Mr. Proteus. I also did my own strips, going through everything. I still kept this from back in the day. I think this is one of my favorites that I drew. Mad Look at Baseball. You got Alfred E. Newman over here he's about to be hit by a baseball. Got a player who's spitting on the ground the next day. Kind of stupid, right? Grass, he's in the grass, he's trapped. Kind of stupid, but, it was cool, I guess. Had my own Spy vs. Spy comics over here. You see the white spy runs across a box in the post office. He thinks he will trick the black spy by jumping out of it and getting him. He hides in it. Postal worker throws the box out the window, and it's a black spy in disguise. So, that was pretty cool, I guess, drawing them with my friends drew them too, so I had to keep this. I didn't get rid of this thing from my childhood. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, I just wanted to go over some of my old Mad magazines from back in the day. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know it's not gaming related, but I'm going to do some of these videos every now and again. I think they're pretty cool. Anyway, guys, take care. Have a great weekend.